At the beginning of this series, we are brought to the gates of the southern heaven. We are informed that the clan of the gods and the hidden venerables have maintained peace for thousands of years. However, the hidden venerable has now declared a challenge of war, an act that naturally sparks curiosity about her true intentions. For this young woman, the clan of gods has long looked down upon all living beings and has committed numerous atrocities. This woman is Haiwan of the hidden venerable. She seeks to deliver judgment by reshaping the order of the three realms. Singluan, Daizing, and Janyu have come to aid Haiwan. In the ensuing battle, it becomes evident that Haiwan and her allies are dominating the fight. Haiwan's name is well known among the gods, and her very presence is greatly feared. However, amid the chaos, a formidable figure emerges, one whose strength rivals theirs. Daizing is effortlessly defeated by this individual. He is Nanzhou, the god of war from the divine realm. Haiwan had long awaited his arrival. The battle resumed, yet Nanzhou proved to be overwhelmingly powerful. The attacks from Singluan and Zhang Yu were ineffective against him. He employed the cosmic soul-sealing technique in order to trap the two of them. Furthermore, he launched a direct assault on Haiwan, shattering her mask. For the first time, her beautiful face was revealed to Nanzhou. It seemed that Nanzhou recognized her and called her Wan Wan. However, Haiwan gave no response and immediately retaliated with a counterattack. Nanzhou was both delighted and intrigued, wondering how Haiwan had ended up among the hidden venerables. Still, Haiwan remained silent, ignoring his words. In a sudden turn of events, a girl named Yi Ziao sacrificed herself to protect Nanzhou. This moment triggered a memory within Haiwan. Meanwhile, His Majesty the God Emperor was consumed with rage over Haiwan's actions. He immediately issued a kill order. Nanzhou attempted to calm the Emperor, but his actions were seen as insubordination, and he was accused of aiding Haiwan. As for Haiwan, she was with Yi Ziao, who appeared to share a deeper connection with her. Nanzhou pleaded with them to flee the area. However, the girl had sustained grievous injuries, leaving Haiwan with no choice but to act in order to protect her. Haiwan poured all of her strength into deflecting the God Emperor's devastating attack. It seemed that the girl's soul had been transferred into the sacred stone belonging to Haiwan. Nanzhou, unwilling to be separated from them again, did everything in his power to save them. Unfortunately, we are not shown what happens next. Haiwan suddenly awakens in a strange and unfamiliar place. She initially believes that this must be the afterlife, implying that she has died. However, she soon encounters a man named Ji Yun, a secret guardian of the hidden venerable. Haiwan is confused about what has happened to her. Eventually, it is revealed that the soul of Yi Ziao has transferred into Haiwan's body. If Ji Yun were to discover this truth, Yi Ziao would undoubtedly be eliminated. For that reason, Ziao must pretend to be Haiwan. Ziao informs Ji Yun that his soul summoning technique was flawed. Ji Yun apologizes, admitting that he performed the ritual with little preparation. Since Yi Ziao is unfamiliar with many aspects of Haiwan's life, she begins to ask Ji Yun about their surroundings. From this point onward, we will refer to Yi Ziao as Haiwan for the sake of narrative clarity. Yun then begins to recount a story. 10,000 years ago, following the death of the ancestor Si He, the 7 factions of the world fought fiercely to claim the title of the new hidden venerable. Their battles were relentless, continuing until Haiwan eventually appeared. However, Haiwan interrupts him, asking him to summarize the story. In essence, once Haiwan became the hidden venerable, she ascended to the 9 heavens with the intention of conquering the gods. However, she was betrayed by someone she trusted. Fortunately, Ji Yun obtained the soul-returning jade and was able to revive his master's body. It is also thanks to this jade that Yi Ziao's soul was able to enter Haiwan's body. Ji Yun quickly takes action by instructing his master to bathe in the Senyao Lake, as Haiwan's current strength is still very weak. Following his advice, Haiwan begins to immerse herself in the lake. While there, she wonders how her soul ended up in another's body. However, she realizes that pondering such questions endlessly would be futile. As someone now reborn as the hidden venerable, she cannot sever her ties to the hidden clan. Moreover, if she were to return to the 9 heavens, it would only spark further conflict. On the other hand, if she makes a wrong move and her disguise is discovered, Ji Yun would not hesitate to eliminate her. Haiwan begins to panic, suspecting that Ji Yun may already be growing suspicious. In reality, Ji Yun is simply curious about why his master is suddenly behaving so differently, especially given how close they once were. Suddenly, Hai Wan experienced a sensation, one that was also felt by Nan Jie. Meanwhile, Ji Yun was compelled to protect his master as several monsters had arrived to launch an attack. With Ji Yun's capabilities, eliminating these monsters was effortless. However, a few that slipped past him were swiftly defeated by Hai Wan herself. It became clear that her soul's power was beginning to stabilize. Yet, in an awkward moment, Ji Yun unintentionally caught sight of his master's graceful figure, causing him to suffer a nosebleed from embarrassment. Flustered and indignant, Hai Wan immediately launched an attack at him. Ji Yun then sensed the divine aura, likely emanating from Nan Jie. Rather than fleeing, Hai Wan expressed her desire to go and meet him. However, Ji Yun would not allow this and promptly used an artifact to transport them elsewhere. This act left Hai Wan disappointed, as she had hoped to ask Nan Jie for help. Ji Yun urged her not to pursue vengeance yet, as her strength had not fully recovered. He insisted that they must first gather the three guardians before any retaliation could be considered. Xiao realized that, in her current condition, directly approaching Nan Jie would be dangerous. She might even become a sacrifice to his sword. Nevertheless, Hai Wan entertained the idea of traveling to the Celestial Palace to resolve all the chaos once and for all. Ji Yun, on the other hand, was perplexed as to why they had not encountered Bai Liang, and instead ended up in this unfamiliar place. In response, he rang a bell, which triggered the appearance of several dark forces. Hai Wan was initially frightened, but Ji Yun reassured her that Bai Liang was a charming and valiant figure. As for the creatures that had just appeared, they were in fact Bai Liang's underlings, known as the undead. Ji Yun stepped forward to protect his master as the creatures began to reveal their true forms. To their surprise, they turned out to be adorable beings. Hai Wan found herself uncertain as to whether there was any way to escape from this place. Moments later, another adorable figure appeared. However, it was not Bai Liang, but rather Ji Bai Bai. This panda seemed to have a rather strained relationship with Ji Yun and frequently taunted him with sarcastic remarks. Observing their behavior, Hai Wan could only shake her head in disbelief. Shortly thereafter, a beautiful young woman appeared. She was visibly upset, furious that someone had dared to touch her boyfriend.